have a quick question for you. Do you think Chipper would make a good fourth character? Well, yeah, I mean, but what I was thinking about with Chipper is that... Actually, you know what? Never mind, it's not a good idea. I don't know why I thought that. Actually, you know what? What if it was a wolf? 2028? What do you mean it's coming out in 2028? That was a horrible take. You know what? It's fine. Cut it. It's going in the video. Forgets and shiggles, okay? I just want to talk about this project. I know I kind of just laid it down on everyone. By the way, for people who are watching this video who are not familiar with who I am, my name is Victor. I am a 19-year-old actor. I go to college. I dabble a little in voice acting too. Just mostly projects on my channel. I've been trying for the past 3 years to get in other projects, but I really haven't gotten the audition call for anything yet. But that's not why I'm here, and that's not what I'm going to talk about today. I'm really having a trouble speaking to the camera, so I'm sorry if I'm not focusing on you guys, because I'm used to using this camera to play game. And usually when I make content without that, it is for like a voice acting project. But I just kind of wanted to talk about this specific project. I decided to talk about it at night, so if I'm not as loud as I should be, I don't want to wake up my parents. It is currently 1 in the morning, so I've been grinding on another project that I've been working on for 1.5 years now. I really want to put that project down and stop doing it, but like I said, I've been working on it for 1.5 years, and I've canceled a lot of projects before because they just weren't working, so my audience knows that something like that will happen. And I don't want to make that promise again, where I just cancel something because it's not working. This is just a project where I kind of made myself believe that I can make it better, but it's really not a redeemable storyline. It's still going to come out in August. I'm already editing everything together, so stay tuned for that. But one of my problems with making content recently on YouTube is I started to realize that I was not enjoying the art for what the art was. And I felt like I could do more. I honestly could. What my project started to feel like was content farming. And I don't know if it really was that all along or not, but it's almost like making AI-generated content. You know, there's no soul to it anymore. It's not what you want to do. You know, when you do something that you're really good at, or what you feel like you're really good at, you want to have fun, and you want your soul put into it. Especially with art. I'm the kind of person where my job has to be something artistic. And I'm usually really good in the acting field, the theater arts field. I cannot do a desk job. It's not my purpose on this planet. But I keep kind of going around the topic of what this video is really about. And it's about the trailer that you just saw. It's a little short clip. You know, it's not that really good. I filmed it while I was at my uncle's house. I was dog sitting for 2 months with no one around me, so imagine being separated from everyone for 2 months. But so that's kind of why the camera quality is also not that good, and that's one of the reasons why I want to take a couple of years on this project, is I want enough traction for it where we can get decent recording quality. I want it because I'm in college. I want to hire other people that are looking into filmmaking, maybe camera work, maybe script writing, stuff like that. I mean, me personally, I'm going to be the overarching kind of production director, manager um, within this whole project. And, at one point in my college career, I'm going to have to make a short film myself. What better way to do it with something I know? So a lot of the things I got away with in like high school and college was when they were like, we need a big essay. We need like 1,500 words. Sometimes it would be talk about like someone who's successful or something that's really cool, whatever you want to write about. And every single time I would write something, it would always be about this one fella named Scott Cawthon, which you guys are very familiar with. No, I am not obsessed with the guy. It's a very interesting topic that a lot of people, like, when they hear about it or they read it, especially with, like, essays, they're like, that's interesting. I never really knew about that, because they look Five Nights at Freddy's, they're like, it's just some silly little horror game that the kids think is scary. But, Scott really has this interesting story. And I have that information in my head now. I don't know what to do with it. But what better way to make a short film about it? Something that a lot of people just really want to know. Even though there's been like interviews with like Dawko and stuff like that about the early development days of Five Nights at Freddy's. I just really want to make a short film about it. I think a lot of people would like it. The quick disclaimer, though, if the big man himself, Scott, says he doesn't want this to happen, it's a decision entirely up to him. I just wanted to see if we could get traction behind it and see if people were interested in it happening. So it's not like I go to him first and like, hey, you want a short film about yourself? And then make him look like an egotistical, prideful man. No, I want to consult you guys first to see what you think, the FNAF fans, and then get enough traction so maybe Scott sees it and he makes the final decision on it. So, I really want to do this right. Because I'm the kind of, I like doing huge projects. I like overdoing myself. It's just, I want to prove myself is really what's going on here. Is, a lot of people, my whole entire life, I've grown up in a podunk town in Idaho. 4/5 of the population is Mormon, LDS people. And I was always kind of looked down on, especially with my interests. I have ADHD, stuff like that. People, they think I should just blend in with the crowd, get a farm job, things like that. But I've had really supportive parents. My dad is a music teacher. My mom is a very loving mom, and she kind of got me into acting because one of her friends, who ended up being my acting coach, taught high school drama, and he came from Hollywood, so what better way to learn about Hollywood than from someone from Hollywood, But I'm really getting sidetracked. I'm just really excited about this project, and I want to explain every single detail that goes into this, because I don't want to disappoint you guys. I really don't. When an artist makes a piece of art, they pour their whole heart and soul to it. And, whether you believe in it or not, I'm going to tie this into, like, Christianity with how God made the universe. He formed the mountains, all the flower petals, Look at how much heart and soul he put into creating our earth. The beautiful landscape, stuff like that. How he made humanity, all the animals, the beautiful animals, the fish, the birds. Whether you believe in Christianity or not, that's where art derives from, is you want the best for what it is. And that's what I want to do. I just realized this is really going off of topic. I'm wearing the wrong shirt for this, but it's one of my favorite shirts. I love this shirt. Um, so going to the project before I continue to get sidetracked. This piece of hair is getting in my way. What it's going to focus on is the lead up and the build into the making of Five Nights at Freddy's, where Scott was, what was going on in the life, things going on around him. Especially, I don't know how many people are going to like this, but I'm going to say it up front. His faith, that was a big factor into making Five Nights at Freddy's. I just want to be true to the original source. But I'm going to start working on the script soon if a lot of people like this. I'm going to repost this also on the anniversary because I feel like this video would get more traction if it doesn't now. Honestly, if it doesn't now, it might get a lot of traction on the 11-year anniversary. So if you're watching this on August 8, hi! I posted this in like July. But it's back. When we start writing the script, before we do anything, I want to get a few interviews in with Scott, even though he's already done some. I want to know what I'm doing, what he wants to be put in, what wants to be said, what should be left out maybe, because I don't want to intrude too much on the personal life or it's just uncomfortable for him. And honestly, when you make an autobiography or a short film of someone like that, you got to take that into account, So maybe 1 or 2 interviews with him. They'll probably be private. Most likely, they'll just be private between me and him. So I can get the script thought out. I'm going to record it just for purposes, but whether or not he wants that posted. But yeah, it's going to revolve around his work as a trucker, early family life, what inspired Five Nights at Freddy's. Like that time where I forget which one of his sons drew a picture of Foxy the Pirate, and that ended up being the 4th animatronic. Things like that. I was thinking the other day, because he said in a doco interview that Bonnie gave him nightmares and night terrors. I'd want to do a recreation of that if, Jim Henson's was, interested in doing that. Just having Bonnie stand at the door or something, that would be cool. That would be really cool. But that would cost money, which is another thing I want to get into. If this picks up enough traction, I will start a Kickstarter or something like that. If you guys want to donate money, I will look for outside sources too to pay camera people, college students who want to work on this, some writers, anything. My involvement with this, why I am doing it, because I'm an actor, right? Why is he directing this? Well, the thing I want to do with this is, you guys know how game theory was created, right? It was MatPat's kind of way of letting employers know that he can edit, write, act, things like that. That's my involvement with this. I'm going to do a really bold move, like Quentin Tarantino or Ryan Reynolds or something like that. I want to be the one to portray Scott, which sounds very prideful, but, that's what it is. And the reason why I say it wants to come out in 2028 is that's the year I'm graduating with my bachelor's, I believe. Bachelor's or associate? I don't know. Anyways, and I want to make this my senior project, so I really want to wow them, And see, one of the biggest senior projects, where a whole community of people come together, which would be really cool. Thousands of people, thousands of fans who'd want to see something amazing, I really hope this isn't falling on deaf ears, and I'm kind of getting you guys excited, I keep looking at the computer like I'm talking to the computer when I should be talking to you. Anyways, Some things I want to include in the project is references, a lot of references. So I want to reference things like other games. Maybe do like a commercial if the game studios like playing in the background. You have like the kids sitting there watching Piano Soar on the TV. If Mob's interested, Joey Drew Studios, things like that. Just kind of the games that were made after or inspired by the whole mascot horror franchise. Because Five Nights at Freddy's, whether you like it or not, was the one that paved the way for mascot horror and a lot of titles that people enjoy today. So I feel like that would be really cool. Bendy reference, Poppy's Playtime reference, Hello Neighbor reference. The list goes on. Another thing, too, I want cameos. This is going to sound really bold move and like a cash grab. But I feel like the people that have best influenced the franchise should be involved with this. So, like, even if we get the smaller ones, like Daco, 8-Bit, not that I'm saying you guys are small, small content creators. They got millions of views, millions of followers. So to say they're small is rash. But, if we get up to someone like Markiplier or Jacksepticeye who'd be interested, that's really far of a reach, but we can get there if we work together. But, yeah, that's just kind of the direction I would get it. So, good camera work, giving people opportunities, just doing it for the fun of it. Give people a story they want. A little short film. But it's just, I've never been really good at big projects. Even though I've really wanted to do them, I could just never get people behind them. And it's just been kind of my downfall with a lot of them. I used to try and work on this. I had this series that I was going to make before Ruin came out. That fell through because not a lot of people were interested. I was going to do a whole alternate universe FNAF styled voice acting project named Carnival. That didn't follow through. Not many people were interested because I was going to outsource to other voice actors. I have nothing to pay. I'm broke. I'm a broke college student. I try. It took me a few years to get money to Mr. Cameron Miller, but in the end it worked out. I want to do something for a change. I really do. And I just wanted you guys to see the vision that I have. But I'm not going to rant about that much. This video is going to go on way too long already. It looks like I'm hitting the 20-minute mark. So people are going to be like, why is this teaser 20 minutes long? It's going to be in the something explained in the title of the video. But anyways, that's just what I wanted to share with you guys. I really hope you guys see what I see, and it would excite you, I want to share art. And I didn't even talk about the idea of inviting not YouTubers, voice actors as doing cameos. Kellen Goff, Marta Svetek, I can't say her last name right. I tried. Cameron Miller, Joe Gaudette, list goes on. But that's just kind of what I wanted to talk about. I hope you guys have a really good day. If you see this, I'm really hoping and praying that this works out. I really am. That's about all. I'll talk to you guys later, and I hope you have a good day. Bye.